자, 여러분 안녕하세요. 게임 스트레인저입니다. 아까 화면 하나는 붙였는데 히포그리프? 오닉스 히포그리프 탈 것과 펠릭스 물약 레시피. 요게 이제 마시는 자야는 게임 내에서 하루 동안 하고자 하는 일에 성공할 확률이 증가. 행운의 물약. 요거 이제 그 영화에서 나오죠. 해리포터가 마시게 될 거야 아마. 그 다음에 호그와트 레거시 귀신 들린 호그미드 스미드 가게. 요게 지금 구매를 하시면은 DLC 들어있는 게 코드가 있어요. 그래서 늦으면은 이게 없다고 하더라고 이게. 그러니까 이게 DLC 받으시려면 빨리 사는 게 좋습니다. 자, 그럼 시작해 볼까요? 자, 저번에 호그와트 여기서 끝났죠? 그럼 휴게실을 찾으세요. 휴게실로 가야겠다. 목소리 근처가 들리는 것 같으니 따라가 보자. 나가는 문이 이쪽인가? 다행히 지도가 있네요. 아, 이거 달리는 거 L스틱 진짜 이멜다가 나를 소개하자. 이 사람 세바스찬 보시기?
Can I help you? Ah, you're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
일단 올 때 뭔 일이 있었는지 다들 알고 있네?
It was dreadful, certainly, but quite an experience nonetheless.
Interesting perspective. How did you and Fig manage to escape?
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We
이
can
친구
talk more
세바스찬
later.
셀로. 뭐 읽고 있는지 한번 물어볼까?
What book were you reading?
A spell book I picked up. Has a few interesting things, but not exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. But not every spell you may need can be found in our assigned textbooks.
뭔 뜻이야?
Are you saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts? Which ones?
Seems I may have met a kindred spirit.
호그와트에서 안 알려주는
That
어둠
is a
마법이겠지 뭐.
conversation for another time. It was good meeting you. Good luck today.
그 다음은 이멜다.
I wouldn't do that if
일단
I were
여기.
you. Ugh, not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Checkmate. Told you.
이 친구 이멜다네.
You should have listened to me. Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night. Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
그러게.
Perhaps Professor Fig's friend would have survived if we'd had your help.
Precisely.
부사 얘기 나온 거면은 그때 마차에 탔던 그분은
I can teach you more than Kogawa ever could.
죽었나 봅니다.
Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
빗자루 타는 걸 좋아한다?
Do you have a lot of time to fly during school?
I make the time. There's nothing like swerving through the spires of the castle and around the Quidditch pitch to clear the mind.
체스도 좀 많이 하는 것 같은데?
Chess fan? You knew that boy was going to lose the match.
Not really. Much too sedate a pastime for me. Also, it's simply not that challenging. The moves are always so obvious. Why does no one else see it?
이 친구 굉장히 재능이 넘치는
Goodbye,
사람
Imelda.
같은데?
Nice meeting you.
오미니스?
I think I heard red one.
Doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah, based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year. I'm Ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly had a memorable arrival.
인상 깊었다. 공포로 해줘.
I'd much rather have arrived on time and without a dragon attack en route.
I'm sure. How horrible. I can only imagine. Well, it's good to have you in Slytherin. Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days here.
Were you
그럴까?
expecting to be sorted into Slytherin?
Most certainly. My family on my father's side are direct descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. Not something I'm especially proud of, mind you. He was obsessed with blood status.
아 맞다. 이거 슬리데린이 혈통 집착한 데지 맞아.
Unfortunately, most of his descendants do not fall far from that tree.
Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure was all mine. Don't be a stranger.
저 친구는 나를 보는 건지 딴 데를 보는 건지.
Fifth year Slytherin in here. Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by the stairs.
어? 이거 움직일 수 있나?
My friends and I like to spend our
이거 뭐야? 왜 이렇게 빨리 올라가?
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, you'll need to catch up with your
동급생들을
classmates
따라잡아야
and not
되는구만.
fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
마법책?
Here you are.
책에서 뭐가 자꾸 나오는데?
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year.
종이들이 근데 다
You would be
날라가
wise to
버렸는데.
take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
필드가이드?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way.
This way.
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be
주변을
alert to your
재빠르게
surroundings.
파악하는 훈련할 수 있다.
The guide will give you opportunities to practice your
Revelio.
and educate yourself about wizarding law.
리벨리오를 갑자기 써버리네.
Do keep up. Why don't you cast Revelio on that statue and see what details the field guide can provide?
잠깐. 여기서 어쩌라는 거지?
Revelio.
필드 가이드 획득하기? 아일랜드 영국 도중에 변신하는 물고기이신 캘리피 조각상입니다. 챌린지가 잠금 해제됐다. 경험치를 획득하는 유일한 방법. 레벨 챌린지를 획득한 XP는 레벨과 파워를 증가한다. 필드가이드? 수집 같은 얘기인데? 수집을 하여 새로운 챌린지 카테고리가 해제됐다. 호그와트의 필드가이드 페이지를 수집하세요. 리벨리오.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that.
호그와트 안팎으로 이런 페이지들이 숨겨져 있다고?
Lumos.
이거 뭐야 이거? 비밀의 방인가?
Revelio.
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find
중앙문을
Central
찾아봐라.
Hall.
지도 열기. 중앙 풀로 불꽃. 이거 같은데?
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
아,
You
일단
can
교수님을
get almost
따라가자.
anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today.
어둠의
And
방어법
I'd like to be
기대된다.
sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining
로넨
wizard.
교수님을 좋아. 로넨 교수라고 있나 보네요.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts
어둠의 마법
class?
방어법 수업.
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that
이거 뭐
lurk
영화에서
within these
대충 뭐
walls.
아니까.
The mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become aurors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge
헤켓
of our
교수님이
students'
어둠의
education in that
방어술
regard.
담당이네요. 호그스미드는 뭐
You
있지?
mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only
아, 마을.
village in Britain and is home to an
빗자루
array
사러
of
그쪽으로 가야
shops
되는
and
거네.
pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
알겠습니다.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
오늘 칭찬 많이 됐네.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
대사가 상당히 많네요. 단순히 잃어버린 소지품을 찾는 일이나 성으로 오는 여행을 사실은요.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. they've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
재능이라.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
이 성에서도 지금 하여튼 뭐 튜토리얼이 완전히 안 됐기 때문에
Good
계속
luck today.
수업이
And
있네요.
remember to use your
필드가이드
field guide.
사용법. 예.
It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
어떻게 들었지? 별 얘기 아니었지 뭐.
Yes, sir. But I didn't tell her anything else about her travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
지금 용사건을
Now, as capable as
그
you are,
피그 교수가
I
다
believe the
얘기는
ability
안
you
해준 것 같네.
possess obliges you to be
약간
well
비밀로 두고
trained.
있습니다.
Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
궤도에서 사용 퀘스트를 추적할 수 있다. 저 노란 표시가 주요 퀘스트를 나타내고 레벨이 필요하고 충족이 돼야 되는 거고 일부 저기 열쇠로 잠겨 있는 거 요게 이제 가능한 퀘스트인가 보네요. 그러면 어둠의 방어법 요거 한번 배워볼까? 퀘스트 추적.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the
중요한
magic
것들이
you are
성 안에
able to
익힐 수 있는
master
마법에
within
달려
these
있을지도
walls.
모른다. 최대한 뭐 이 안에서 마법을 배우라는 겁니다.
Revelio.
여기 들어가는 거 아니야? 열리네. 63m. 아, 이렇게 탁 치면은 아, 이렇게 길 나오는구나. 다행이다. 하나 같은 길치한테는 이런 게 필요해요. 뭐야?
Is that all you've got?
오!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one.
이분이 이제 어둠
skull.
마법 방어술을 알려주는 교수님이네요.
Poacher raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No?
레비오사가 이제
One thing I've
띄우는 거구나
learned is
저렇게.
unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
딱 눌러주고
Levioso.
아 이게 맞다 생각난다 그 해리포터 1에서 애들이 맨 처음 배우는 걸 건데 깃털에 대고 레비오사 날리는 거. 그때 누구는 폭발했었는데 레비오사 쓰다가 그 론이었나?
Let us begin with the basic cast.
기본 주문을 배워보겠다.
See how the dummy deflected your cast. This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast.
레비오사?
Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent, as Master Pruitt so artfully helped me demonstrate earlier.
잠깐.
Levioso.
Now, the basic cast.
그 다음 기본 주문 이렇게 때리라고?
Done. Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
한번 싸워볼까?
Lucky.
슛!
Nothing lucky about it.
에헤.
Complicated.
잘 가!
This can't be your first duel.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
Joy and lively duel.
저 친구 완전 나한테 상대가 안 되는데?
All my students with this adept.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
너무 압도적으로 이겼나 내가?
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor Heckert. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing.
어둠의 법사 고블린들을 상대로 싸우는 결투와 교실에서 하는 결투는 물고기와 그라인딜로우처럼 차원이 다르단다.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some
Sherlock
ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
이 퀘스트 끝난 거 같네요?
All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
세바스찬?
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
여기서 겸손 좀 해야겠다.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive,
비공식
unsanctioned
비밀
dueling
결투 클럽에 딱
organization.
맞는 것 같다. 그래.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the
도서관에
restricted
있는
section
제한
of the
구역에
library,
몰래 숨어
you
가든
just
말이야.
have
다
to be
알려주네
clever
또.
enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if
공식적으로
your
정해지지는
performance today was sheer
어딘가에
luck
있을 거야.
or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
뭔가 퀘스트의 여지를 남겨주고
Till next time.
그러는 것 같은데. 여기 뭐가 있나?
Revelio.
이 친구 뭐지?
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way around.
모르겠다. 일단 이동해 보자.
Finish the lesson.
여기야?
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
이 친구는 그 뭐야 이름이 약간 일본인 이름인데?
So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of
뭔가
such
파이팅이
a
넘치는
challenge.
교수님 같네요.
Now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now.
뭐야?
My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm?
지금 다 몰라 지금 학생들이 방학 숙제를 안 한 것 같은데?
Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
첫 아시오? 아 이거 땡기는 거구나.
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that.
뭐야 이거
As you
끝났어?
all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day. I was thinking
수업이 뭐 이렇게
we might have ourselves a
날로 먹는 거
little
같지?
excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
아, 뭔가 또 수업이 있겠죠. 이렇게 하고 수업을 끝낼 것 같질 않아.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm
소환
to the
마법이라.
test, right? So why don't we have our new students start us off?
여기서 뭐 저 공을 당기는 건가 아시오로?
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your at the last. Splendid!
아시오.
Now, think of this.
아시오.
Very good. That's it. Don't lose your composure.
아 이게 점수판까지만 옮기는 거구만.
Very good. Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red.
내가 파란 공.
Yes, sir.
뭐야?
What's this?
아, 저 친구 먼저. 뭐 50점이야? 도! 아.
Stay focused.
Here we go. There we go.
빵점이네. 좋았어, 나도 50이다.
Splendid.
뭐야 얘? 저 공을 내보내면 되겠다.
That is how it's done.
여기서 땡겨. 좋아.
I'll get you back for that.
그러면 내가 이겼네?
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
오 여기
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Let us see this.
볼까? 걸렸어. 30점. 오우. 땡겨. 어이 젠장. R2를 놔야 되는구나.
Here we go.
이제 40점이네.
There we go.
뭐? 아 젠장. 이 친구는 어떻게 하려나? 아 50점이네. 아 졌다 이거. 이거
That is how it's done.
미안하지만 내보내야겠다. 공 저쪽으로 가거든.
I know everyone is watching.
네.
You are doing quite well.
떨어져. 오케이.
Well played.
이겼다.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
퀘스트는 그럼 완료가 된 것 같은데?
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
그래. 기쁘다.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
우간다 출신이구나.
Is Ouagadougou much bigger than Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding
마법학교
school
제일
in the
큰
world.
마법학교.
So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Ouagadougou uses one.
그래, 대단하다.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one
지팡이
is
없이
without
마법을
the
쓴다고?
wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
그래, 고맙다.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Ouagadougou, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
A word, if you would.
Well, you'd be using.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did.
You know it.
I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss
칭찬
Onai.
받는 거네요.
Thank you,
잘했다고.
Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary
다른 수업을
curriculum.
해달라는 부탁?
Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
일단 마법수업은 완료했네요.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
누가 날 부르는데?
Hello, you wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
땡큐.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
그래, 가보시게. 여기 보석 상자는 뭐지? 일단 그 위즐리 교수님한테 한번 가봐야겠습니다. 어디 계시는 거야? 이쪽? 이쪽이시나?
What about the room, Professor?
I was
어이,
thinking the
짐요정이네?
same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
난 도비라는 걸 여기서 알았어요. 해리포터에서.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
도비도비 거리길래.
Ah,
난 반지의 제왕이 걔인 줄 알았어. 그쪽 계열인 줄 알았더니 해리포터에 나오는 짐요정을 도비라고
I
하더라고요.
trust your first classes went well.
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit during your brief detour near What was it you said? Some ruins? I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me.
페어에서 있던 일이 궁금하시네. 비밀로 해야지.
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and
시내로 나갈 수 있나 보다 지금.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect
지팡이도
wand.
찾아준다고.
You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your
이
own
지팡이는 운명적으로 그게 주인이 있답니다.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
올리밴더가 누구지?
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine
지팡이
craftsman
제작자구나,
and
올리밴더.
highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
나사이 오나이? 데티는 누구냐? 데티만 물어봐야겠다.
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students. And she knows the area. She'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right
하여튼
hand of
거기
sorts,
가면은
Theophilus
불량한 사람들이
Carter,
있다는데
if you can.
조심하라는 겁니다.
Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors.
자,
No time to
로넨
waste.
교수님 과제
The
먼저
sooner you
하라고.
complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
자, 그럼 오늘은 일단 여기까지 하겠습니다. 다음 시간에 또 뵙도록 하죠.